Which area grows the glutes the most? And that is the upper glute. So building the top shelf. So we're going to show you guys 5 weighted exercises that we do every week for increasing the weights. And then we're going to show you guys 3 accessory exercises where you're using bands and lighter weight for higher volume, for better mind to muscle connection that we put at the end of glute workouts for burnouts. And this is where you guys get most of that mind to muscle connection and the highest glute activation, which is why 70% of our program and our glute routines involve contracting the glutes, which is hip extension, hitting the upper glutes over and over again, and then 30% is through the lower glutes, the eccentric, lengthening the glutes. So we're going to show you guys this week how to contract those upper glutes, where you get the most growth in your booty, especially when only wanting to grow your booty and up legs. And then next week, we're going to show you guys a video of activating those lower glutes. Here we go. So the pieces of equipment, Peach Gains equipment we are using today. You got the hip thrust belt for a single leg hip thrust. You can also use these for double leg if you're on the go. This can hold up to 300 pounds. This is what we've tested so far. And then you got the ankle straps for all your cable work, isolating the glutes, upper, lateral, under, Peach Gains ankle straps. And then this is for the accessory exercises. Love the band, don't sleep on the band. This is where you get the highest glute activation, which is why this burns when you're using this. The supplements we're using, Peach Gains, we got Peach Gains creatine. We're building that muscle mass, growing the booty. And then we got the Peach Gains Peach Mango pre-workout. So delicious. This is our new flavor that just came out this year. Give it a try. Strong enough just to get you energized and focused through your glute workout. Won't make you too tingly and uncomfortable in your ears. I recommend starting with a half scoop and then working your way up to a full scoop. But it's only 175 milligrams of caffeine. Very delicious. Mix it in with your creatine, drink it during your workout. Straight leg kickbacks, my #1 exercise for the upper glute. We do these every glute workout. I do recommend you do the bench. It's more stabilized. You can increase your weights a lot easier. That's the whole point of these exercises, these weighted exercises, is to progressive overload. So tap in the toe, reset the kick every time. Notice how she's getting her knee just below glute level to contract the glute. Got to get it high enough to activate the glutes, okay? Put more of your weight on your hands and try to keep your knee at a 90-degree angle. You don't want to lean too far back or too far forward. We'll typically go 3 sets of 15. Again, put that bench like a foot away from the cable. Good. But these are really good. We will do these at least twice a week. Barbell hip thrusts. Getting a nice squeeze at the top. So this is for that upper glute contraction. So good for the upper glutes. Trying to increase your weights as much as possible. We'll typically go 3 sets of 10 to 15, and then we'll end with a failure set. So a 4th set, we'll drop the weight back to beginning weight, and we'll go as many as possible. But notice how she's getting up and squeezing. I'm going to show you guys without the bar. So go ahead and roll the bar off so we can show them the form. So bring your back up just a little bit. Yeah, you want to be right under your shoulder blades on whatever you're leaning against. Notice how when she gets to the top, she forms the posterior pelvic tilt. You see that tuck at the top? So then at the top, she forms a straight line. Hips, rib cage, and knees form a straight line. And then her heels are right under her knees, forming a 90-degree angle when she gets to the top. Beautiful. And you're going to feel all the upper glute contraction. Peach Gains hip thrust belt for your single leg hip thrust. So more isolated. You get a lot more upper glute activation here. Isolating one glute at a time, okay? So single leg being even better. Good. So reaching full hip extension. That belt is just going to sit comfortably on your hips, out of the way. Tuck those dumbbells all the way up on the strap, and we'll typically go 3 sets of 15. It's the same concept as the 2-leg down. Now you can either use this leg to help you get that range of motion like she does here, and we're also going to show you guys the B stance form. So maybe you can't do all the weight on one leg. Maybe you need some assistance at first, right? So let's show them with your right leg and then your left leg staggered. Yeah, there you go. So you're just going to use that other leg for balance. Then you can focus everything on this right leg here. Mind to muscle connection, contracting that one upper glute and using that leg to assist you in balance. So then all your focus isn't on the balancing. You have better mind to muscle connection. Barbell glute bridges. This is all upper booty contraction here. You will feel only your upper glutes. So I like how she has her knees out Okay, so like duck feet and on her heels, right under her. So I like the duck feet because it sets your knees there naturally to be out, and you always want your knees to be out more than in. Great way for you to feel engagement as well. Back flat every time. Reset the pelvic tilt, coming up and squeeze. You want to push that bar towards the mirror or whatever's in front of you. You want to feel like you're pushing it in front of you. Keep the bar on your hips. Don't let it roll. Beautiful. So it's the same situation with the hip thrust. Notice how when she gets to the top, rib cage, hips, and knees all form a straight line. She's getting full hip extension, but then she's closing it with the posterior pelvic tilt. We're going to show you guys without weight so you can see her body weight. So let's show the form again. Boom. So getting to the top, just high enough to squeeze, just like that. Boom. And back down. Notice how she's not hyperextended. 45-degree back extensions, another one where you're focusing everything on those upper glutes. So you're gonna feel like you're pushing your hips against the pad, okay? And look at Camilla's feet, they're duck feet. That helps with engagement. I recommend you guys do that too. So how you guys are gonna get more upper glute activation is the round in her back. Notice how early she rounds her shoulders and back. And she's just getting high enough to reach hip extension, just like your kickbacks and your hip thrusts and your glute bridges. Notice where her lower back is. Her lumbar spine only gets to about glute level. She's not arching back here, okay? You only need to get high enough to contract the glutes. That's it. You're getting high enough to squeeze. As soon as you feel that squeeze, you can go back down. But the more round you get in your back, the more upper glute you're gonna feel. So getting into the accessory exercises that I love to do for a burnout, for the upper glutes, feeling high glute activation with light weight and higher reps. So you got the banded frog pumps here. We got the black band mid-thigh. Notice why she puts that band mid-thigh, so she can keep her knees open like a frog pump and not a glute bridge, okay? So same situation with the glute bridge. You're gonna reset your back flat, and just getting high enough to reach hip extension, posterior pelvic tilt, squeeze the glutes and the abs together. Good. So she's just getting high enough to get that hip extension and then squeezing the upper glutes. And then keeping the heels under you, just like glute bridges, to where you're under yourself and you can lift up to feel that squeeze. So another one I love to do for the burnouts, all upper glute. Similar to your donkey kicks, that would be banded. You can also do these banded too, but I like to do the 5-pound ankle weights. And we'll typically go 3 sets of 20 each leg. Quadruped kickbacks. Notice how she's getting that knee above glute level. Yeah, so it's more of a 90-degree kick, feeling like you're tapping your heel to the ceiling every time. Beautiful. You're gonna feel all upper glutes here. Same thing, keep your weight on your hands, just like your other kickbacks. And you're gonna pump these guys out, 20 each leg. Love to set these at the end of a glute workout, maybe paired up with your banded frog pumps to get that upper glute activation, better mind to muscle connection. This is where you get the highest glute activation. You got your reverse hypers. Love, love, love these for the upper glute burn and mind to muscle connection you get. So similar to your frog pumps, same situation with your band in your legs, mid-thigh on the band, keeping the knees open, heels touching. Okay, so it's like your reverse frog pumps. And you're gonna get all the way up to squeeze, just like your kickbacks, just getting those knees high enough to reach full hip extension, and you see her glutes squeezing at the top. We'll typically go 3 sets of 20. I like to go off the edge of a bench and then add a pad, just so you're not focusing too much on your stomach, causing pain in your stomach, and you can squeeze the core while you come up and squeeze the abs all the way up to that hip extension. But I love to set these at the end of a glute workout for a burnout as well. You can either do the band, or you guys can use the weighted ankle weights as well. Reverse hypers. You guys can do these on the cables too, but I would start with them on the band or weighted ankle weights. We just finished up with that glute workout for you guys. I hope you guys are loving these videos. Please continue to comment any videos you would like to see on this channel. This is the channel for you to build your booty without having to grow bigger legs and achieve that desired aesthetic that you have. Now, if you're new to this, I always recommend hiring one of our amazing online female trainers. If you're somebody that wants to hit it on your first try and not get discouraged and think that this doesn't work for you because you don't have the genetics, you may just not be doing it right. Might not be properly activating your glutes. So the first 12 weeks is huge in the program and learning that. If you feel like you're somebody that needs that accountability and wants to hit it on your first try, DM me start on my Instagram at the LA Booty Builder, and we will send you a private message to see if you're a good fit for one of our trainers. But next week, we're going to show you guys how to activate those under glutes, that other 30% in the program, which is very important, getting into that eccentric, lengthening the glutes. So stay tuned for next week, and we will see you for under glutes.